Hello and thank you for watching. This will be an overview on how to use IndustrySelect. When you log on to IndustrySelect, this is where you will start. This is your dashboard. Along the left hand side here you have my companies, my contacts, my notes, alerts, lists, and profile. These are all specific to your username and password, so any work that you do and save on IndustrySelect is saved over here for you to access later on, which we will cover at the end. Along the top here, as well as in the middle, we have Perform a Search, Build a List, Manage Databases, and Resources. Resources is where you're going to go to find helpful tips and tricks for you, as well as short tutorials aside from this longer tutorial that you're watching now. These are all topic based and only a few minutes a piece. I do want to point out here the intro to the IndustrySelect mobile app. If you do decide to download the mobile app, which is completely free, I just suggest watching this short little tutorial here to explain the differences between the mobile app and this native site. Manage Databases is where you're going to go to choose which database you're going to work in, because you may have access to more than one. So as you see here, I'm working in the Illinois Services and the National Manufacturers database. If at any time you would like to add another database, you can do so by coming over here and just shopping here through our most popular ones. And by pressing subscribe, you enter in your card information, and then that database is available for you right away. The two main functions that you will be using in IndustrySelect is going to be Perform a Search and Build a List. The difference between the two is that Perform a Search is where you enter in the name of one company that you already know exists, either using their company name, a contact person, phone number, address, a brand, or even a website or email. But then IndustrySelect brings up that profile for you to do further research on that company. So remember, that's one company. Building a list is where you're going to enter in a bunch of criteria, where that is going to bring back a list of companies for you to do research on. When you're in Build a List, you can go through geography, industry, size. Those are the three main areas in which you're going to be building your lists. I will explain to you the executive level, advanced level, then we'll review our criteria, and then look at our list. If at any time during your list building you would like to see where you are at currently, you can click on this little black box over here. So it says I have 409,000 companies. That's my base. That's a full database. So as I add on criteria, that number will dwindle down. So for example, I'm in geography and my options are state, region, metro area, county, city, area code, zip code, or even a radius of a zip code. So I could say that I want to search 150-mile radius of my office. So I can enter in 150 miles of my zip code and click on that black arrow to bring it over, and then it says I have 48,000 companies. I can continue to add on criteria onto this to either make my area larger or smaller. So I could say that maybe I wanted to stay within the state lines of Illinois. By adding on Illinois, that brought me down to 35,000. So I'm 150-mile radius of my office in Evanston, but still in the state of Illinois. Industry allows you to choose which industries you want to do business with, either by SIC code, NAICS code, or business classification. I always recommend using SIC code in IndustrySelect because we have far more of them in our database than anything else, so you'll bring back a bigger list. So I could say, for example, I could enter in 3523, which I know is farm machinery, and I could click on that and bring that over. I could do a bulk add, so if I had a long list of them somewhere, I could copy and paste them into here, or just add them in one by one by pressing enter after each of them. And I can also do a range add. So I could say, for example, that I would like to have everything between 3520 and 3540. Clicking on that black arrow, bringing it over here, I now have 10 SIC codes, and that has brought me down to 168 companies. If you're not familiar with your SIC codes, that's fine because you can also use keywords. So I could say, for example, that I'm looking for companies that manufacture furniture. So then all I have to do is type in furniture here. And then it brings up a list of SIC codes for me to choose from. You will notice on our YouTube channel that there is a tutorial on SIC codes versus NAICS codes and how they work. If you have questions about that, please refer to that video. But I'm just going to choose office furniture here and pull that over. So now I'm down to 184 companies. From here I would move on to size, which is where I would target the size of companies that I want to do business with, either by number of employees, annual sales, or square footage. We also have a growth option here for you if that is necessary to use. But how this works is I could say that I'm looking for companies that have 20 or more employees. By putting 20 here, leaving this blank and pulling it over, that's 20 or more. I can specify a minimum and a maximum, so I could say maybe I'm looking for companies that have between 10 and 5,000 employees. Or I can also just enter in a maximum, so maybe I'm looking for companies that have up to 500 employees. I could leave this blank and enter in 500 and pull that over. And that same rule applies in annual sales and square footage as well. Now normally you're done building your list at this point, and you can come here and click on this 110 companies to view all of your companies so far. But I want to be sure that you understand how to use all of these here. So moving on to the executive level, this allows you to choose specific functions and titles of people within these 110 companies. Here is a list of our most common functions. But please understand that some people have more than one function, and they may even have an irregular title. So this is something that I always skip over in my list building, but you may need it, and that's what this is. The Advanced tab then allows you to choose things like headquarters only, or maybe you only want public companies, or maybe you only want private companies. We have down here areas of distribution, imports, ownership types, minority owned, women owned companies, annual sales, SIC code search, company headquarters, and then you can even choose companies added since. So if you're looking for companies that have been added since a certain point in history, you can do that as well. One thing I always like to point out for anybody using SIC codes up in industry, that you click all SIC codes here. Now you see that changed my company count to 145. That's because it's pulling from additional spots in those company profiles now. So it's making your list a little bit bigger, allowing for secondary or additional SIC codes in your searches. The next thing you're going to do is review your criteria. So it says I have 145 companies that match my 15 criteria, and then I'm just going to review them all here. If I've made any mistakes, I know where to go back to fix anything. And then I can either save my list, load a previously saved list, or I can clear out my criteria and start all over again. So I can save this list just by calling it list, and the year maybe, and save it, and then I'll show you where that's saved at when we're done. Then we come here and view my list, and there you go. This is the initial list of all of those companies that have met your criteria. So when this list comes up, you're able to sort here by any of these headers. So I can sort by company name, I can sort by city, just by clicking on that header, state, SIC code, employee count, etc. And I can open up and view any of these company profiles simply by clicking on the company name, and it brings up that company profile for me. In addition, if you have purchased the full version of IndustrySelect, then these icons here are available to you, and what they do is they allow you to export all the information from these company profiles onto a CSV file. It's a very large file, and it includes every single piece of information that we have on each of these companies. So you can map your columns and then do a data dump into a CRM, or you can save it as an Excel spreadsheet, whatever is necessary for you. You can also print out address labels, which is really nice because you only have to pick your label size and how you want to sort your list and then press print, so it runs very smoothly. You can also print company detail or company summary report, so you're just printing out the information from these profiles onto paper. And then you can browse all your company profiles at once, and you can also exclude companies if you need to, just by omitting these here, and then you can pull your report, and then it would exclude any of these. And then you can re-include them by clicking on this box. Now the next thing I want to show you is a company profile. So we come back here to perform a search, and I'm going to enter the name of Wapaka Foundry and press search. So this is going to filter through all of the Wapaka foundries that are available to me in my databases, and I can choose either their website or their company profile here. By clicking here, I'm going to view the profile, and the types of information that you're going to see in the profile is going to be contact information, company information, direct links to social media, product and service information, executives at this location, which gives you the name, title, and function of those executives. You're able to export their contact info into your address book, so like your Outlook address book. You can also just save them to your contacts in IndustrySelect, and that's what these are here, the red check marks. Those are already saved. And then you can add notes as well. A lot of people like to use IndustrySelect as sort of a CRM, so they're able to leave notes in here. And when you leave your notes, you can choose to make them public or private. The difference between the two there is that only you can see your notes when you're logged in underneath your username and password if you save it private. If it's public, you can share the notes with anybody with whom you share a subscription with in your organization. Back up here on top, we have map and driving directions, which is pretty self-explanatory there. You can export this profile onto a PDF. You could print it, export the whole profile to your address book, send the profile to your email. Another way you can use this as a CRM is to export this profile into your calendar for a follow-up, for a phone call or a visit or whatever you need to do. You can report any missing or outdated data, and then also you can save this company to your list of companies on IndustrySelect. My favorite part of IndustrySelect, though, has got to be this family tree view here, which when you open up, you're allowed to see up to 3 tiers of a company's family tree. The profile that you're currently working in is the one that's highlighted in orange, so you can see how it's related to all the other companies. And then you can open up and view these profiles here as well. So that is a company profile. We're going to close out of here, come back to the main area to close up real quickly to show you my companies again is all the companies that I have saved. I consider this my watch list, and they're companies that I want to contact quickly and easily. So you can see Wapaka Foundry is down here. My contacts are all my contacts that I have saved on my IndustrySelect profile. My notes are all the notes that I have made and saved inside of my IndustrySelect company profiles as well. My alerts will let me know when there has been any profiles updated from my saved company list. My lists are all right here, so this is the last list that I made here. I can open up and work out of any of these lists at any time that I need to. That is all that I have for you on IndustrySelect. I hope that you have found that this will be a useful tool for you, and if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to call in. Thank you so much, and have a great day.